Ladies and gentlemen, I want to focus on three priorities. First, we advocate for an international order in which we can live freely and securely. Because the world order is changing. The moment we are meeting here, it is increasingly marked by great power politics and thinking in spheres of influence. Rough winds are blowing, and we have to brace ourselves against these rough winds. Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine is probably the most drastic expression of these changes and this upheaval. Together, we are going to assert these values and interests that we share in this new world together. No, we don't always agree in all matters, and that holds true for our European partners as well, but the overlaps we're seeing are very big indeed. And this is why we want to cooperate more closely in the field of security policy. We host joint exercises of our Navy and our Air Force, and we have joint port visits, military joint visits, and we have forms of consultations. And we want to deepen our defense industries and the cooperation of our defense industries, and this has strategic significance. That strengthens both, and that leads to the fact that India is less dependent on Russia. You saw it. We signed groundbreaking memoranda of declaration. One memorandum stipulates the closer cooperation of our defense industries in the field of development and production, and the promotion of innovation and strengthening global supply chains. But not only do we intensify our defense industrial cooperation, but we also intensify our economic relations. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we're seeing a renaissance of protectionism. It's directed against the principles of free trade and open markets. And countries like India and Germany have been focusing on the principles of free trade and open markets, and we continue to focus on these principles in future. We're experiencing that great powers, big powers, use supply chains and raw materials increasingly as instruments of power. Together, we want to oppose this. We reduce unilateral dependencies of our supply chains, and that makes both of our economies more resilient. India, as the fastest growing economy of the G20, is a pivotal partner in the Indo-Pacific. You mentioned it, Prime Minister. More than 2,000 German companies are active in India, and ever more Indian companies are investing in Germany, with a bilateral trade volume to the tune of almost $50 billion in goods and services at a record high. Germany is India's most important partner in the European Union. German and Indian companies are moving closer together in future technologies. And this is why we agreed to deepen cooperation in pivotal areas such as critical minerals, AI, digitalisation and telecommunications, hydrogen, and battery storage. We want to deepen and intensify cooperation because innovation creates growth and requires academia, science, and research. We also foster and promote our cooperation in this field by way of the Indo-German Science and Technology Center. We are also working on establishing a joint center of excellence for technological innovations. And ladies and gentlemen, the fact that I'm accompanied by a large delegation of German top companies illustrates this dynamics impressively. We want to continue to remove obstacles and use and tap into potential. We discussed this together with Prime Minister Modi and leading CEOs at a round table, and I look forward to continuing this CEO forum to fully tap into full potential of our economic relations. We need to conclude the negotiations on a free trade agreement between India and the European Union. We need to use this opportunity. The President of the Commission are going to travel to India toward the end of this month and are going to sign this agreement. After it's concluded, they are going to undertake more progress and to bring this free trade agreement about.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.